how are you guys doing? This is your girl Shongwane, aka Miss Fearful Cold, bring back for all entertainment. If it's your first time joining me, you're most definitely welcome. Please do subscribe. I absolutely love you. Now today we're going to be talking about something that you guys is really serious, and this broke my heart. I woke up yesterday and I actually saw this, and someone had actually shared it on Facebook. So I was like, but that can't be. So I tried to actually find out a little bit more about it, and sadly yeah, it was true, you understand. So obviously you guys saw by the title, they're actually saying that they're going to close 104 branches from Standard Bank. And at first when they came out, they said that they're gonna close 91 branches, and then they pumped that up to 104 branches. Now you guys need to understand how many people work in one branch, just one branch. How many people work in a bank in one branch, and you multiply that number with 104, and those are the amount of people that will actually lose their jobs. Now for me, when I actually saw that, my heart went out, you guys. Like, my heart was so painful, because for South Africa as it is, it's already in a bad situation. And when you get a job, I mean, I'm sure those that are permanent staff will get maybe the retrenchment packages, but at the end of the day, even though they give you however much, it's not the same as like still keeping your job and having that security. It's not many people that know how to manage their funds. So you might find that even if you get a nice payout, within the next year you're already broke and jobless at that time. And also those that are like in contracts, sometimes you'll find that they are just given a month's notice and then it's done. And then if maybe you are on a fixed contract, then they will go ahead and just pay you out for the left months that you were supposed to still work. And so I feel like, you know, it's really just so bad, and it's really just so sad, because I mean, at this moment, I will not lie, I do not know why they're closing so many branches in South Africa, because 104 branches are a lot. The list at which they're going to be closing is out. For me, I just felt like, okay, let's just have a real talk. Maybe you're someone that is also affected by this. Maybe you're someone that is working in Standard Bank right now, and some people maybe will find this video because you'll be searching what's happening or whatnot. For me, I would like to just start by saying that you guys know who I am, you guys know my story, you guys know I do have experience with unemployment, you guys know like how I feel about that whole situation. It's something that I wouldn't even wish on my worst enemy. And I feel like as South Africans, we need to come to a realization that a job does not guarantee you like, how can I say this? A job does not guarantee or secure your future. I think that's how I can just say it. It really doesn't, because you may be permanent, they can still retrench you. You can be on contract, they can terminate it. And I feel like as South Africans, we get to that point where a lot of people are very comfortable in terms of, oh, I'm permanent, you know, there's no way I can lose my job, like I'm permanent. But who could have thought 5 years ago, or even last year, that Standard Bank would be closing 100 and something branches, over 100 branches? Like, who would have thought? I'm telling you, if you told someone, I'm sure a lot of people would be like, you're crazy, Standard Bank is so big. I mean, if anything, they may actually open more branches because of this and that. No one can actually foresee this kind of circumstances. And what I'm trying to say is that I think as black people, it's about time we stopped relying on salaries. I think it's about time that we started realizing that a salary alone is just not good enough. Obviously for you to can accomplish a lot of things in life, but other than that, like also for your own security's sake, I feel like having a job is not a bad thing. You can have a job, you can do this, you can do that, but maybe start setting up a business on the side, even though you're working, even though you're permanent, because you do not know what's going to happen tomorrow. I don't even know how to say this. I find it that right now, when I look at how things are, honestly, online, personally for me, I feel like that is where you can actually work. you can do a lot online. It's not just about YouTubing. You can also become a tutor online. You can do a lot of things, you guys. If you just research online jobs I can do in South Africa, you can actually do them. And at most times you may actually find that it's something that you can be able to do if you just took like an extra hour from your day. Like, you know, instead of maybe socializing with friends, you take that 1 hour and you decide it's going to be doing this, something that will actually better you, and of course create an extra income for yourself. Hence, even if something happens this side, then at least you know that you have something this side. Now they did say that some of the branches will be closing or may be closing as soon as month end, and obviously that worried me even more, because I was like, maybe okay, they're saying that they're going to close, maybe they can actually just say, well, you know, we looked at the statistics, things are bad or whatever, we're gonna close 100 and something branches in the next 6 months. So maybe, like, you know, for 6 months people can actually start looking for other jobs, people can actually start setting themselves up, because I feel like it's just disaster, you guys. I really feel like it's just disaster. And you look at over 1,000 people will actually lose their jobs, and that is an extra 1,000 that is added into the community. And you need to also understand that, you know, once you start working, once you taste money, going back to not having money, it's like death. That's how bad it is. I'm telling you guys, I've experienced that. At this moment, the way that we are as South Africans, most people are so used to, you know, I think this is a topic I need to actually also talk about one day. You do not own a house if the house is owned by the bank. You do not. Like, I find it so strange. A person will be like, I own a house. No, the difference is you're not renting from someone, you're renting from the bank. And if you dare disagree with me on this one, please just skip 6 months of payment on that house and see if they won't take it. It's not yours. So most people obviously are living on bond payments, they're living on car installments, they're living on a lot of things. And I'm not saying that, like, I mean, in the economy that we're in, obviously you at most times you do not have a choice, you have to go there. But I do find that sometimes as black people we can be very extravaganza for no reason, in terms of you're someone maybe that is earning however much you're earning, you are buying a 3 million rent house with installments, and you now have to be paying thousands and thousands of rent. And that is a house that if you dare lose your job or you fail to pay, they can take it. You've paid for 15 years, they do not care. Actually, they get happy. You paid for 15 years, now we can get it back, we'll sell it, and then like the whole cycle begins. You're driving a very expensive car, you are paying an installment of over 10-12,000 rent, and you're not fully established. I mean, if you're someone that is fully established, I feel like it's understandable, because even if like maybe you lose this, then you know, I have enough money, it can just cover that out and do this and do that. But I feel like as blacks, and most times you find that we are living like extravaganza lives, that if you're not employed, honestly, whatever lifestyle you have, there's no way that you can actually sustain it. And so it's just like, that's the thing I'm actually thinking of, the people that will be getting out there, that are used to a certain payment, that are used to a certain life. And as I said, financial management for black people, unless if maybe you did you know, your commerce in school, like you were a commercial student or something, and most times they do not teach us about money management. So most of us suck at it, our parents sucked at it. That's why most of our generations are poor, because their parents sucked at it, they sucked at it. We're following suit. You know what I'm saying? I remember, like, I was talking to a friend of mine, and I was actually telling her, I was like, oh my gosh, like, can you believe I do not own a single thing that is like a label? Like, I do not own a single Adidas, I do not own a single Nike, nothing, like shoe, top, nothing. Now I remember once I went to, I can't remember if it was Total Sport, and when I got there, you guys, I actually wanted to buy, like, I was like, oh my gosh, like, I love the Nikes, I see people wear them, and I'm like, okay, let me go out there and get myself one. And when I got there, the one that I saw, and I was like, oh my gosh, I will love this one, I took it. And when I turned, that's why it actually had a slip. I cannot believe it was like, what, 999, like $1,000. I was like, are they really this expensive? How dare I wear 1,000 rand shoe when I do not even have a house? I was like, I'm not going to do that. And they were laughing at me like, oh, I'm you stingy. No, I'm not stingy. I'm smart with my money. I'm trying to get something that even if they say I'll lose my job, then let me at least have something that no one will take from me. And I feel like because of I've experienced that lifestyle of living via debit orders and whatnot, and I went through like car repossession and everything. That's why now I've kind of try my best to actually go, like, I'd rather drive my Peugeot I bought cash than drive a Mercedes-Benz that I'm paying every month. And if anything happens, then even if I'm able to cover it for the next 6 months, what happens after then it means whatever money I've been putting in, I've lost, and now I have to go back either to working or something like that. I think it's very important that as black women, we people actually, we can also just be able to be content with our lives. We can be able to live beneath our means. Just because I can afford to go to the garage and get a Mercedes-Benz does not mean I need to go to the garage and get one. You understand what I'm saying? I think that's the thing that we need to get. But obviously this was just talking about like how this whole Standard Bank cutting off obviously this branch is going to affect South Africans. It's going to affect a lot of South Africans, because remember, like, out of those 1,000 people, I'm sure someone is sending, I mean, a lot of them, I'm sure they're sending people to school, they're doing this, they're doing that, they're doing that. And now when that income is all of a sudden cut, it's something that I feel like it's really scary. And if you're someone that is experiencing that, I'm really sorry. And I feel like sometimes we need not to lose hope. Maybe try venture into other things that you don't even think of. Like, let your mind open so that you can see that, you know what, you don't just sit. Because sitting, honestly, you guys, I'm telling you, even if it means you have to save some money, get $100, go to, you know, this Pakistan or wherever that you can go to, get packet of zimbas, get packet of sweets, you sell. Even if you make a profit of 20 rands a day, it's better than nothing. And I think that's something that we fail sometimes to actually understand. And you're sitting like, I'm helpless. But you can actually do that. You know, from the packet of zimbas and making that money, you can save that money up. Maybe you find yourself now you can afford to go to Joburg, go to Small Street, buy some clothes, come back, sell, do this, do that. A lot of people get rich by doing that. But most of us, I feel like at times we kind of like want even if we can see that things are not happening, we still want those jobs where we're in suits, which is why I feel like a lot of people, some people will come at me like, what are you doing, go get a job. I'm like, no, I'm fine here, you know. But yeah, I don't even know what to say, guys. I feel like I have a lot of things to say, but I just don't want people to maybe get it the wrong way, because my heart is really just so touched, you guys. The way that the economy is and the way that everything is really bad. And if you're working in Standard Bank, in the branch, you have to be earning, maybe I'm just guessing, maybe about 8,000 rands. And to a average South African, 8 grand is a lot of money. Like, that's like, wow, you're earning, you understand? And so when you go to like zero, it's something that I feel like is really just so painful. So anyway, please do comment down below what do you guys think of this whole job cuts, and do you guys believe that in South Africa we can actually just try and start creating jobs ourselves, try and do things for ourselves, instead of like waiting to get a job or this and this. Like, you apply, but at the same time you are doing something on the side. Even if it's something small, every great thing starts small. Even 1,000 journey starts with a single, you know, footstep. So I think that's what I just wanted to say. Maybe we should start trying to live beneath our means, so that we can start saving more money, and also if we can see that things are just not working out, or even if you are employed, get something you're doing on the side. And if you're not employed, then you need something. Like, honestly, you have to do something. You can't just be sitting. So yeah, I think that's the message that I actually had. Now please do go ahead and comment down below what your thoughts are. I love you guys so much, and I really hope that you received this video well. It's not me saying that I know everything about everything. It's just suggestions, and obviously letting you guys know what's going to happen with Standard Bank, which I feel is really sad. So anyway, I'll see you guys in my next upload. Bye, ninjas.